we're stressed, we create this chemical called cortisol in our brains that can build up over time. And two of the most predominant ways to release cortisol, release that stress in a very biological way, is to cry or to sweat. Being outside and moving your body is very beneficial to get that cortisol out of your system. And so outdoor spaces can provide a lot of that.
I really do think the experience outside is indescribable. I don't think there's even a language that exists to explain how we feel as humans when we are outdoors. My name's Tommy Corey. I'm 34 years old. I'm originally from Northern California, and I'm an outdoor photographer and filmmaker. I got into photography when I was 12 years old. My dad gave me an Olympus that he used when he was a kid. From there, I just knew that was my life's purpose, was to be a photographer. I realized really young that I really loved making other people feel beautiful. I think that's really why I love portraiture so much, because you kind of give people the opportunity to see themselves in a different light.
My name is John Schwartz, and I am a youth soccer coach. I think my favorite part about the outdoor community is people that wouldn't necessarily meet in society or normal culture interact, and you all meet on a similar level. And just the fact that you meet people from all different walks of life, it's really just helped me expand my level beyond just my athletic world that I was kind of immersed in my whole life.
I'm Cam Redlask, and I'm an industrial designer, illustrator, disability advocate, and writer. When I was a kid, it wasn't until I came to California and I just had this urge to road trip. That's where my love affair for nature came to place, because, when you go out in nature, you're not really disabled. I mean, except for the inaccessible avenues that remind you that you can't really go too far. I don't know, in a lot of ways, you just feel normal. You're just out there, and there's not staring eyes looking at you, and it's made me see things that I didn't know before about myself and about humanity and about life and impermanence. And so I really appreciate that from nature.
My connection to nature consists of nostalgia. I grew up near Mount Shasta in Northern California, the Trinity Alps. Growing up, my childhood was consumed with being outside with my dad and my two brothers. And for me, that was such an important experience to have as a kid. I got made fun of a lot growing up, never had a lot of friends. I didn't realize there was a lot of beauty in what made me unique. So for me, being outside with people that I knew that loved me was a really important experience, because I think that is translated quite beautifully into how I am as an outdoorsman today and how I try to make other people feel when they are outside through my work. The reason, even as a kid, I knew I wanted to grow up and tell stories through my artistry was because I had the experience very young of making people feel beautiful, but I also wanted to make people feel like they mattered, that their story, that their narrative was important for others to hear. And I think through telling those stories is how we create empathy and build community.
I'm Ash Manning, and I'm 28 years old. I'm from Cleveland, Georgia, and I am a whitewater raft guide. Being a plus-size woman in the whitewater industry can be hard because people make a lot of assumptions about your ability to do things. They don't like to make this sport accessible to people like me. The dangers of not creating gear that fits larger bodies is that they don't have appropriate flotation, they don't have appropriate gear to keep themselves warm. They can't keep warm, they can't keep safe.
My name is Alexis Martin. I'm 32 years old and I'm from Olympia, Washington. It's a constant reminder I'm Black when I'm in the outdoors because there's no one that looks like you. Yeah, you see them on the internet, but do you see them in real life? Probably not. It's like seeing a unicorn on the trail. I would feel comfortable seeing more Black people in the outdoors, you know, in pro sports, I guess. But I'm just hoping there's more people of color in the outdoor industry. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping for the change.
My name is Celsina Quetzali. I am from Mexico City. There is not a lot of people from Latin America or Mexicans hiking in these long trails. Most of the people come to the United States to have better life. They live in the mountains. We do a lot of hike, but not like a recreation, no sport. We do a lot like for necessity. We need to work. We need to eat.
What I wanted for viewers to get from the visual podcast series was I wanted people to gain empathy. And I think empathy is something that we all inherently are born with. It's like, for humans, empathy is love. It's something that is instilled in us from the time we are put on this earth. And I wanted to challenge people to use this inherent characteristics that's in all of us and apply that to their lives and take that and not only use it in the outdoors, but use it in the world and use it in the way we treat other people.
My name's Josh Sheets. I'm 33, from Delaware, and I'm a licensed social worker. And I'm living with HIV. I'll never forget when Mom told my dad that I was living with HIV, and he brought it up one day, and he's like, I'm gonna love you regardless. But I'm here for you. And he said, I'm not mad that you didn't tell me. I'm just mad that you felt like you couldn't tell me. And I really felt like a shitty son. But it was difficult. It was just one more thing that I had to work through.
The name of my muscle wasting disorder is called GNE myopathy. When I was diagnosed in 2004, it was thought there was about 1,000 worldwide that had it. It still gets me to talk about it, just to hear it out loud. It makes it very real. Even though you lived with it your entire life, it's still, it's happening now. So it's not something that not talking about something that has happened, I'm talking about something that is happening.
I don't know, I guess some of the impetus for me even doing a thru hike, my uncle passed away and we were like on speaking terms at that point, but I always thought we could make it up in the future. And then, he had a heart attack hiking and never really happened, so.
People of color and Black people were not outside because we tie the outside with racism. And when you hit those small towns, you get reminded with those flags. Even if you don't think you have a tough skin, you have some sort of tough skin to go out in that group knowing you could be yelled at, called names. You gotta be tough knowing you're gonna be called out when you're just trying to have fun outside.
My name is Gabriel Vasquez, and I'm a Marine combat veteran with PTSD. PTSD is a motherfucker. It don't matter what type of PTSD you have. As veterans, we get it from going to war or any other situation. You could get PTSD. It's just trauma that you keep on reliving. For me, it was just, you're alone, you're lost, you're scared. I knew suicide was a big problem in our community, but it really didn't hit me hard until one of my best friends did it. It's my best friend? Juice Euphoria? He killed himself. I was hiking AT. The fact that 22 veterans kill themselves a day, that shit ain't right. Suicide is a very dark fucking place. It's a dark place that nobody wants to be in. But they find themselves in there and there's no way out. Well, I'm gonna be that light for them to help them out of that dark.
When I started taking photos when I was 12, I knew this is what I was going to do with my life. Having that experience as a child, knowing I had this one dream, this one passion, was so important for me. I have dealt with depression and suicide. Knowing that photography was my ticket out of my hometown. Photography was going to be my access to beautiful places, was going to be the way I met incredible people. Photography was going to be the thing that helped me tell beautiful stories. Knowing that as a kid really changed everything for me. And that's how photography saved my life.
I just want people to realize we are part of outdoors too. I just want everybody to notice like we belong there. Outdoors is not for one color or one type of people. It's for everyone. And I want others who are like me, I want to show them you belong here.
Pity doesn't provoke change, but to be empathetic and have understanding and awareness provokes change. And that's what we really need is changing minds, changing laws, changing accessibility, changing the structure that includes all people, whether it's disability, different genders, race, everything. Like, it's important to represent the spectrum of the human condition that exists.
This is your space too. You can take up space just as much as anyone else, and you are a part of this fucking planet. You're part of nature.
There is room for all of us to go outside, be seen, and stand among our friends who are average height, disabled, people of different races and colors, people of different abilities, all inclusive, and we just share the outdoors and the experience together.
I hope for the future of the outdoor industry that we all start fighting for equity. I hope that in the future we have better accessibility for humans who are disabled. I hope we start making outdoor apparel more inclusive for people who are plus size. I hope that we make spaces safer for LGBTQ and people of color. I hope that I can make a difference by continuing to let people tell their stories and feel like they are being seen. When I really thought about this whole project and the meaning behind it, I realized that all of these stories are my story.